Well, they, had a coaching change. They had, they're just now starting to get comfortable, I think, with the schemes of the offense and defense. They've got some good football players, outstanding good football players. A lot of them we remember from last year when they went all the way to the quarterfinals in the national playoffs. So this is a good football program, and they're well coached, and you can see how the good coaching is starting to take effect, and how kids are starting to respond to it. And anytime a team beat somebody by 2 touchdowns to somebody that beat us 2 or 3 touchdowns, and if it doesn't get our attention, then we're not very smart. And so we are coming off of a step up for us as far as responding and playing for 4 quarters. We've been playing 1 quarter or 2 quarters every ball game, and this week we did play 4 quarters, and so that was a great accomplishment for us. And we're excited about. We've been excited about our kids and about their hearts, and I think I think we have taken a step in the right direction, and now the secret's going to be: are we going to continue in that right direction? And I'm not talking about the scoreboard at the end of the field. I'm talking about the scoreboard in here. And are we going to continue to stress ourselves and to stress upon ourselves the idea that we need to be everything God wants us to be, and we need to respond in a way that honors Him. And it's something, playing for something a whole lot bigger than the scoreboard at the end of the field. And I think that's the urgency. I hope that we understand that. I hope that there's not anybody that has any self-satisfaction to winning 1 ball game and playing halfway decent. But I hope it's a building block that we can build on to do some better things down the future. Not only this week, but future.
Last week it seemed like Faith played an enormous, a bigger than usual role in the team's recovery from the Wingate loss coming into the Catawba game. How do you maintain that level? That's what it is all about, to propel success for North Greenville.
Well, it's like it's life. It's like anything else in life. It's like the way I make decisions on a daily basis, the way we all make decisions on a daily basis. We act on, and we think on, and we respond to, and we believe about something. We all have faith in something. It may be in ourselves. It may be in a false God. It may be in a real God. It may be in, who knows. But all of us have some motivating drive in our lives to honor something or honor somebody. And so if it's the one true God, which is what it needs to be, then it ought to be something that motivates us in all phases of our life. That means it ought to affect us as the way we think, the way we live, the way we act out every part of our life. And that's the secret to all of us. Folks who walk around in an earth suit that's got a lot of limitations to it, and we have to understand that there's a higher calling, and there's something that's there's important things, and then there's essential things, and essential things means we need to be about doing the things that's going to really add quality to life, and not only this life, but the one to come, which there is one to come for all of us. Last time I checked, it's 100% that we're all going to die one of these days. And so I think that's critical. And football, again, is a great means to teach those lessons. And certainly don't want to miss that part, and be able to use a silly game to teach something about the possibilities of life.
North Greenville, you touched on it earlier, but they've had a down year, but still there's some talent there. What do the Crusaders do well that makes you nervous?
Well, I haven't seen them except last ball game on video, and so haven't had a chance to really get into it as much as I will. I just know they're a very much improved football team, and I know that the good coaching and the good program is starting to take root and starting to take effect. They're playing. It's interesting. I think 11 seniors are starting out of 22, and a bunch of juniors, but yet I think there's a whole lot of new stuff that they've had to digest, I'm sure, under new coaching staff, and they've got 2 or 3 freshmen starting in some key places, or at least if they're not starting, they're playing significant time. But they've got some unbelievable football players. They got 2 or 3. If I could kidnap them, I'd already been over there to kidnap them because they're good-looking football players.
And swing back to Catawba and grab it.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
What do you focus on to improve upon after what was a dominating win against the Indians?
Well, consistency. We still are making a lot of mistakes, and we're still, not getting some things done that we really ought to be getting done. It was the worst total package of kicking game that we've done. Kickoff coverage, kickoff return, punt coverage, punt return. We haven't blocked. Yeah, we have too, but we didn't get close to blocking a PAT. We had a little bit of a breakdown in our PAT protection, but anytime you hold a team to less than 150 yards nowadays, when it's so much open on grass space, stretch the field this way, stretch the field this way, and have to cover 120 yards by 53 and a third yards with 11 people. Tremendously proud of our coaching staff, because they have taken it. They have been so frustrated because we haven't performed very well all year on defense and only in spurts on offense. And so to see a 4-quarter effort on both sides of the ball, where I think we scored every quarter, and I think we held them to 1 touchdown. I'm very, very happy for our kids. I'm especially happy for our coaching staff that's been very faithful and hung in there, and knowing that they're doing what's best. But we haven't gotten the fruit of our labors much so far, and to get a little bit of fruit there Saturday was exciting. Now, are we going to be fruit lovers and keep getting it? I don't know. We'll find out.
You bring up the preseason and the season theme 4D, daily discipline determines destiny, and the discipline was certainly there, a season low 5 penalties. What happened from the past 2 weeks where you've committed at least 10 to Catawba, where you only committed 5, and I believe 3 or 4 of them were on extra points and really didn't. They just made Kurt Johnson test his leg a little more instead of on a drive.
We had we have been getting penalized, which tells you a little bit about the level of our focus, the level of our discipline. Especially the last 2 ball games, I think the last 3 ball games, and we had 5 penalties this ball game, and all of them were on kicking units, and 2 of them was on PAT field goal at the same time because we had 2 guys illegal procedure that moved before the ball was snapped on PAT field goal, and thank goodness Kurt bailed us out on those 2, and but every one of our penalties, one was a face mask, one was was an offsides. Two of them was illegal procedure, and I can't remember what the other one was. And all of them were on kicking units. And so we got to challenge our kicking units a little bit more this week.
It's homecoming week at Carson-Newman. Do you always enjoy this week getting to see a lot of former players and coaches, friends come back to campus?
It's a great week. Carson-Newman's a family. Carson-Newman's, it's a unique family in the fact that there's been a whole lot of people that have found their mates here, have found their friends for life here, and the fact that it's just special. And then when you narrow it down to a football family of guys that, especially with a lot of the same coaches being here for many, many years, it's a very special time, a football weekend for homecoming. And the worst thing of it is that you just can't get around to saying all the things you'd like to say to all of them, and have a chance to really rub shoulders with them. But we'll have a bunch of them be in our building. They'll be in chapel. They'll be right there, part of it, and it is a very special time, no question. And it can be if we're not careful, it can be a time that can help us lose focus if we're not careful. So we have to. There's a balance in there. I wish we could have homecoming. Play the football game on Thursday and have the homecoming on Saturday, and then it would be we could talk to everybody and have a great time together.
How have you seen Brandon Haywood develop from week to week as a leader on this football team, being his senior year?
But Brandon is a leader, and he's taken that role seriously. And Brandon is not a great, overpowering arm. Speed, the physical part is not, it don't just jump out at you, but he has kept us from making mistakes. He's taken care of the football. He's made those other 10 guys a lot better, and that's what a quarterback's supposed to do. And so we're very fortunate to have a Brandon Haywood.
You touched on it earlier, but Dow Shealy's 72 team is going to be there for a reunion. You were around that club. What's that 72 runner-up team mean to the whole of Carson-Newman football?
Well, the 72 team is one that proved to the world that Carson-Newman could compete nationally. And, it's the first year we've been in the playoffs. It was my first year here as assistant coach under Coach Shealy, and we had a great run at it. Should have won it, but went to Texas and got beat 21-18 in the national championship game. And going to be there'll be a lot of war stories told in that crowd, and we need a lie detector is what we need in the middle of it, so it'll go tick, 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 tick when something's, because some of them stories I'm sure has gotten a lot bigger, but a very special group of guys, and ones that, like I say, my first year at Carson-Newman as assistant coach, and it was what a great bunch of guys to start off with at Carson-Newman, because they're pretty tough. That's a pretty tough crowd right there now. That'd be a good bunch to go fight some war with, because they were pretty special.
What are some of the games that stand out from that season? What are some memorable wins?
Well, I remember Furman had beaten Carson-Newman the year before, the last game of the year, to knock them out of the playoffs in 71. And so in 72, we got to play Furman the last ball game again. And of course, we were nationally ranked, and we knew if we won that ball game, we were playoff bound. And so we came up with a couple little wrinkles, and I think it was a 59-7 game, if I remember right. And we changed some trends that we'd had all year just for Furman, and I remember some of them as if I can tell you I could put them on the board for you right now. I can remember as if they were yesterday, and what a great win it was. And of course, like everything else, a game plan don't mean anything without game plan executors, and those kids did a great job executing it.